Listen to the words of the risen Christ. Peace be with you. Come see his hands and the wound in his side. Peace be with you.
Hello and welcome to day 2 of our reflections on the events of Holy Week in what we're calling the road to Easter. Does what other people think of us matter? I have come to the conclusion that in some regards our success is very much linked to other people and what they think of us. Do people think I am capable? Do people think I am trustworthy? Do people think I am a good fit for this or that opportunity? What some other people think of me clearly does matter. Few people can do well in life unless there are at least some other people that want them to. Although this is sometimes overlooked, part of the mission of Jesus depended on his ability to successfully recruit, train and develop a team. We may think that if anyone could fulfill their life mission independently, then that might be Jesus. Yet one of the first things Jesus did upon starting his ministry was to recruit a team. And by the time we get to the Passover scene in Jerusalem, the disciples would have lived, worked, travelled with and been taught by Jesus, their rabbi, for around 3 years. They would have been through a lot together. Bonds would have been built. You would imagine that friendships had become close. John's Gospel records Jesus as saying this: I no longer call you servants, because a servant does not know his master's business. Instead, I have called you friends. For everything that I learned from my Father, I have made known to you. We are blessed by and benefit from our friendships with others. I think we need good people in our life if we desire to thrive. In several of the letters that later became part of the New Testament, the Apostle Paul uses the human body as a metaphor for relationships. In his first letter to the church in Corinth, in Greece, he writes, just as a body, though one, has many parts, but all its many parts form one body, so it is with Christ. For we were all baptized by one Spirit, so as to form one body, whether Jews or Gentiles, slave or free, and we were all given the one Spirit to drink. Even so, the body is not made up of one part, but of many. And then he goes on to say, now you are the body of Christ, and each one of you is a part of it. Whatever we do in life, in work or in church, there will be very few things able to affect us for good or ill more powerfully than the relationships we have and the people that we know. And though I like people, indeed some of my best friends are people, I am also aware of the ways in which folks can be awkward and annoying. Relationships can be strained and stressful. People can let us down. And worse than that, some of us may know what it feels like to be properly betrayed. Famously, Jesus did. And in his humanity, we should not downplay how painful that might have been. I do not know at what point Jesus knew what Judas would do. Was it on the night he was betrayed, there and then, as they had gathered for the Passover meal? Had Jesus known for some time? Either way, Jesus had invested in someone for 3 years only to see that person turn his back on him in the most awful of ways. That had to hurt. You can well imagine the outrage and anger amongst the other disciples that one of their group might betray their rabbi, and yet in some ways perhaps all of them would. It is likely that not only our greatest joys and successes, but also the deepest pain and most heartfelt regrets we experience in life could happen within the area of our relationships. Perhaps for this reason, some develop a wariness of meaningful relationships, and this can easily happen within the context of a church. In particular, people who have been hurt before understandably want to protect themselves from experiencing that again. I myself have been burned by experiences of church. It is unpleasant and disappointing, and I have some sympathy with people who give up on church because they've had a negative experience. Mind you, I've also had some bad experiences with employers, and I do not suggest for this reason that people should give up working. Relationships can be hard work, and within friendship exists the potential for betrayal. Perhaps this is the inevitable possibility that results from being part of a body, community, team, or church of any kind. But nevertheless, I do believe that it is to living and working together that we are called. And although at times the body may seem broken, when the different parts are working together well, it is a beautiful thing.
Let the breath of God now fill me. Wholeness, fullness, life within me. Full forgiveness given freely, I receive as Jesus sends me. Listen to the words of the risen Christ.